I told Troy I want him to stalk and pet him as he talks, like really creepily.
Just staring at the
Really
camera.
creepy like, yeah.
Uh-oh. What's up? Yep. Seems to be good. Ah, nice.
Falls right in front of
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Here, let me do this.
So apparently at video game companies, we have builds and they
Yes.
require download speed. So that's apparently what that was, folks. It's funny. We talk about how fast things move, and we have a build in the office for
Yeah.
studio playtesting. So that's what happened, folks.
That's what happened.
Shiny
They
builds.
ate up all the mega beats.
I hear there's 10,000 new heroes, 4 billion maps, and 20 billion Guardians that just got put
That's
in.
right.
So that's why it
Yeah,
took out
that's why it
all
was
of
so
our-
many, yeah.
so many internets. Can't confirm. Cool. Yeah. So we were talking about coaches when we got unfortunately disconnected from it. And
Yeah, I just gotta say I love them. They're phenomenal people. What I was gonna say is that the coaches aren't there just to travel with us across the nation to help us at and really the globe. Like we'll be working with a bunch of community coaches in Germany
Boom,
at
Gamescom.
Gamescom.
Yeah.
We're gonna be working with a bunch of coaches. At E3, really exciting stuff going on there. But these are the folks that we trust to keep us honest.
Yeah.
They play stuff early, they check out what we're doing, and provide us with unfettered, unfiltered feedback. And yeah, so the good news about coaches is that people who care about online communities and enjoy and want to be along,
Yeah.
there's an opportunity for you. So
Exactly, and something that's always made me really happy is that it's not a cool kids club to the extent of.
oh god, no, these are huge nerds.
Yeah.
Wait, no, is that not? No, no.
So if anybody's wondering, like, how do I become a coach? And with the dropping of the NDA, more and more people are gonna be a part of it. But this isn't a try once then leave it away. Like,
No.
there's been concerns on Reddit where like, oh, you guys are very open with us right now, but as soon as that NDA drops, you're gone. You're away from us. But we're committed to the long
We're
haul.
committed, absolutely. And the thing that we know for sure as a studio is that we're going to make mistakes, and there are things that we're going to do that'll make people angry. But
Yeah.
that's okay. We want to hear your thoughts. Just leave our moms out of it.
Yeah, she's a sweet lady.
She's a beautiful woman. She's
Exactly.
actually watching right now. Hi, mom.
Almost Mother's Day.
I know.
Yeah, Griselma would be just so proud. Yeah, so I do want to kind of alleviate any fears. I know there was a question on Reddit. It's like, hey, you guys are very transparent right now, but I've seen this before in other companies. They're like, they've been burned before. They use the feedback they get from these people
Yeah,
that are in that kind of company. And
I
then,
got to tell you, Thor, that's one of the biggest concerns that I have is not so much that we are going to stop listening, but that we're going to be inundated with people who have dealt with studios that haven't listened, and so they're just going to go from zero to, ass hattery in 2 seconds without giving us an opportunity to go settle down. Like, we're here, we're listening.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that our community coach initiative and our goal in general to just build a phenomenal community becomes stronger than
Yeah.
people's inclination to
Dude.
maybe get a little too angry or even become abusive.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
And it's unfortunate, like, just the way the internet is. Let's just be honest. There are just bad people. They're bullies. There's everything like that. And
But I see people who are the best people. I know people who are wonderful humans, but they get frustrated and angry, and then they hop on the internet and they vent. I'm hoping that we don't create that kind of environment. I hope
Yeah.
the environment we create is one where folks feel like they can have an outlet for their frustrations or their excitement or their hopes and dreams, and we're listening. Frankly, we're not going to always do the things that a community wants or demands, but the promise is we'll explain why. We'll tell you what our thoughts are behind that, and through thoughtful discourse and discussion,
Yeah.
come to an agreement that might not be so much about us or so much about a community idea, but somewhere in the middle. And I think that's really what it's all about.
Indeed. And something that makes me really excited is that the coaches are almost our first line of defense. Like, we choose these coaches based on who they are as a person and the fact that they are just such a good representative for like Motiga values. And
Yeah.
it's just from experience, I've seen so many great coaches just be so many different things.
But they inform our values as well. We had working with some folks who are, who came to PAX South and PAX East. These people have become family. You know, we
really
know them. We know what they're up to.
Right?
We you know, and the good news is we want more of them.
Yeah.
We want more coaches. We want more people to be involved with what we're trying to accomplish.
Indeed. And like I said, guys, it's not a closed off gate of like, oh, you're not a coach, get away from us. No, that's not what this is about. This initiative that we're having is about growing our family. It really is.
It is, yeah. It's
Yeah.
about, everyone can be involved.
Yeah.
It's like we're having a good time and we want you to be here too. But Lawn we'll feed the coaches to the angry horde first. You crack the code. I'm gonna come and find you. I know where you live.
And not completely expendable. Just half of you. No. we tease because we love you.
We have fun.
Yeah. So let's talk about PAX. Woo, and let's talk about just our plans in general for our
PAX?
event. PAX, all of our plans. I mean, I think E3 is going to be our most recent one coming up.
Well, E3's coming up. We are going to be doing some really fun stuff there. A lot of great announcements and things. I don't want to get too much into it, but we are there with our phenomenal partner, Microsoft, who's been really, really great to work with. We're stoked to share lots of great news and plans and all kinds of good stuff. We're going to be on the show floor. We're going to be doing tons of interviews. The exciting thing as well is that we are embracing sort of the global community as well. So we're going to be talking to friends across the globe about gigantic world domination.
Pretty much. So David Rio was talking about a little bit about expanding into the other hemisphere, talking about maybe Korea, China, getting
We're
some.
talking about it.
I like it.
We definitely we know that there's a lot of interest, but our next big focus is going to be Europe.
Oh yeah.
We love our Europeans, and they have been super supportive of us. So
They really have.
in the future, maybe you might see some new faces on the community team that might speak, German or French or Spanish or
That would be fun. That would be fun. And I know we talked a little bit about this at PAX East, but I feel like the EU community as a whole in the gaming industry has really gotten the short end of the stick a lot, and it makes me really mad as a gamer and a community person. It's almost like a back thought, like for some reason, like, oh, America is the end all be all of the gaming community. And it's not. It's really not. If without the German, like the EU community rather, for me, I know I wouldn't be here where I'm sitting because they're just absolutely fantastic people. So
yeah. Well, they are. We've got a lot of community coaches that are in Europe, and we've had some folks who have just really made an indelible, in a good way, indelible impression on the way that we coordinate our events and the things that we do. But Gigantic is a global community. We want people to connect no matter where you are. So our goal is to really make sure that we're taking care of our friends in Europe in a big way.
Gotcha. Whew, so we got E3 on the list. We got Gamescom.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you think the timeline's going? Are you excited?
I'm really excited. It's sort of the calm before the storm right now. The thing I'm really excited about are some of the things that we'll be able to show off in the new builds that we'll be showing, that we'll be playing at E3 and Gamescom. PAX Prime is in our backyard.
It is.
It's
in our
our
backyard.
home. And we've got big plans.
Man.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. I don't want to give too much away, but that PAX Prime is kind of in the fall of the year.
It
It's
is.
sort of towards the latter part of the year, and that's kind of a big deal for us. Maybe even a gigantic deal.
Right? So that's a
I can
whole
be
the puns
so
and
bold.
the hints. I love it. Love it. Yeah, guys, I do want to say this is the calm before the storm. This is, we're growing our team, expanding our team, and we're getting those building blocks in place. This is what this stream was all about.
Yeah.
We wanted to contact you. I had a month and a half to prepare. We're ramping up. It's
Yes.
never go back in production value, always go forward.
Well, talk
And-
to me a little bit about what your plans are for streaming.
Oh man! Now the roles have been reversed, good sir. So
Touché.
you brought me on because you liked what the kind of person what I am, and
No, I don't like you at all.
there we have it. I'm done. Shut the stream off.
No,
tease.
I do.
Thank you.
We all love you.
And my vision kind of corresponded with yours in the fact that commute. Oh, here we go. Wait, hold on. Whiskey break. One
Go
second.
on, please. Do continue.
So, to me, it was always my my dream and my vision to work in the game industry. However, my life goals kind of didn't match with that. I was going through college, and I was part of a different community, and that community, unfortunately, had this game shut down. Rest in peace forever.
Yeah, we were all heartbroken about that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And, but out of the ashes of something that tragic came this opportunity at Motiga, and our interaction kind of led to where I am now, and my goal for this is to really show the heart and soul of Motiga. It's my vision that to grow a connection with you guys, the audience, to make it so you know who we are as a person, who we are as a company.
Yep.
That's going to entail a lot of different things, but we're going to be ramping up to a 3-day-a-week stream. So we are aggressive. I like it. We're gonna have a Wednesday show all about the community where we play games with you guys, where we highlight our YouTubers like J.K. Kennedy, Bazille, where we highlight our fan art.
That wasn't to Bazille, by the way. You said Bazille, and I went like that. No, this is really strong. This is what I'm saying. But no, we love you.
Blizzcrud, and we're gonna be highlighting everybody on our fan sites like GG Unleashed, Clashpoint, Rematch, GG. We have so many great community things out there, and that's what our Wednesday show is gonna be all about.
Nice.
Whether it's just like sitting down and just hanging out with you guys, playing games against you guys, smashing you guys because we're better than you. No. Whoa! Dropping the hammer.
It has been my experience that the gaming communities generally get way better than the developers. So
I would fight with tooth and nail. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are gonna roll us, but no, I tease. So that's what our Wednesday show is going to be all about. Our Monday show is where we're going to turn on the stream and talk about where we are as a company and our developmental focus. Anything between like our patch notes, our maybe we're working on a new skin. Like, let's show that off. Let's get you guys excited about it. Let's talk about what we're doing as a studio.
Yeah,
we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna have where we trip up, but that's okay. We're not afraid to show us our crazy side. Obviously, Congo Lions and woo, Emily. And so we're not afraid to show you guys our crazy side, but we also want you guys to see us as a company and get really to know us. And so that's
and to be a part of what we're going to talk about. Help us plan the things that people want to know about. Yeah.
Indeed. So Monday is going to be all about what we're doing, and then Friday is very special to me because that's where we highlight our developers. Getting to know you guys are kind of like my family, and we have some of the best developers here, and I say that lovingly and biasedly, but anything with our artists, maybe we just hired Hi-Res Kate, who's now MO Kate, and she's working on levels, and she's just
why don't we set up a camera behind her and have her talk about what she's doing?
We have to. That just has to happen. So she's gonna give us insight about the industry and maybe a QA position. We have Eric here. He's banging on our builds. And I feel that's gonna be our stream title: banging on the build with Eric. Okay. So QA is oftentimes a way to get into the industry. Well, let's get Eric on here. Talk about what was his path that led up into the industry. Let's have him play games with our community.
Yeah.
And then we can switch gears and have Gorham or maybe our artists on stream and do some fan favorites. Let's talk about having the fans be like, hey, draw this shenanigans, and he'll sit down, kind of talk with chat, interact with them, and it'll be really fun. It'll be a way to show our inner side, our hearts, stuff like that, and getting to know our developers on a personal level. I'm really excited.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited about it. We're really pleased that you're here to do all this stuff, and streaming is a really important part of getting the message out.
Yeah.
Not all of us have a face for video, but it's important to us that you get to see what's going on inside of the studio. And frankly, when we first met Thor, I don't know if everyone knows the story, but I like to tell it. He sent a video just to us, sent us a link saying, a very heartfelt plea, not for a job, but for do we have a place for these passionate gamers who have lost this place that they call their own? And it really resonated with me personally because I think online communities are a beautiful thing, and we're really trying to your message just kind of hit all the notes that we're trying to achieve here, and we were super proud to connect with you and brought you out to PAX South. Was it PAX South?
PAX South.
Yeah, PAX South. We did some streaming-esque kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you were just crazy enough, but not so crazy.
Yeah.
So we're really pleased that you're here, dude. I'm very, very happy.
I'm excited. And to answer a question in chat, when are we going to be doing these streams, stuff like that? As it stands right now, we are getting the building blocks. I am committing to once a week stream. For us to do this here. We're going to be shooting for Mondays. We're going to have more information, and we'll talk about it on our Reddit, our Twitter, our Facebook. Right now, we're committing to 1 day a week streams at the very most right now because there is a lot of things that go on.
We gotta build it. We gotta build it up.
We do. And then
I'm gonna do it right. And man, I gotta tell you, Thor I'm just like, hey Thor, throw a camera on your deal and just talk to it. And he's like, I don't want to do that. I want to show
What do you
stuff."
think?
I'm just like, just sit at your desk and talk about some stuff. And he's like, I don't like that idea.
Oh man. Oh gosh, that's just great. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
true though. I mean, you're a stickler for professionalism. And
I
I'm
really
like,
am.
what is that? As I get drunk on a live stream.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll make sure not to have the camera on my deal too often, but we will have a really great professional stream, and
On
we're
his
gonna
deal.
That's what you said.
What?
You were like, we'll put the camera on his deal.
Oh, I said that?
Oh, yeah, you did.
I meant his face deal. I meant on his monitor. That doesn't- Getting
All right, we're having
weird.
some fun.
It's
No,
getting weird.
no, never.
Cool.
Awesome.
There are a couple questions, but do you have any other questions for me?
Yeah, I have one more.
Yes, I like that.
All right,
I'm scared.
I'm really hungry. We should
Yeah.
go. We should go. No, I'm
Let's
kidding.
go to Little John's.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, we have to share a love for Little John's. It's a little pub. Oh my gosh, it's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's kind of a greasy spoon. It's kind of nice. Has a little bar in the back.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, Emma Ether loves a bar.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, go on.
Except in Boston. Whoop, 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 whoop. Anyways, let's take a couple questions from chat. Just a couple of questions because you are the community man. I feel like we can answer a couple of those.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Nuggets. Oh, we're gonna get to the Lord Nuggets.
Oh,
That's
Lord
next.
Nuggets are coming.
Oh man.
I don't know if they're. It's not really Lord Nuggets. Lord Logs.
Lord Logs. You have a way with words, Troy, that is just eloquent and beautiful. At the
I'm
same
a
poet. Where's the Motiga Bear? Don't know where the Motiga Bear is.
Where is the Motiga Bear?
Emily, give me the Motiga
talking
Bear.
about-
Give me the.
Are
There
you
it
talking
is.
about Joe Pickup? I think Joe Pickup is the Motiga Bear.
Tito's arm. Why is it gone? We'll get into that.
All right,
story,
Baz.
actually.
Really good question about unicorns. I do not love unicorns. Unicorns were given to me once, and then now they keep coming, and it's just a flood of unicorns. They just keep coming, and I ask them to stop, and they keep coming.
Yeah. We actually had a good picture of us together today with.
We did on the Facebooks.
Yeah.
Yes,
Somebody
yes.
somebody posted a picture with a unicorn.
A Thor, a little cartoon Thor carrying a big
Yeah.
cartoon unicorn.
Absolutely great.
Yeah. This is good. I'm gonna actually unicorns or pot pie. I gotta say unicorns in pot pie. Hey, so someone asked about what other community initiatives can we expect from the team. I've officially taken over the coaches program. As I have inherited new responsibilities with the team, I've become farther and farther away from the community, and it
Yeah.
kills me a little inside because working with online communities is what keeps me alive.
Yeah.
Keeps me young and supple. Anyway, so we'll be amplifying our community coach program. We're also looking at. For me, I think it's important that the community is a big part of what happens on the front page of the website and in other areas.
Yeah.
So we're amplifying the Gigantic Live stuff, working with our PR midget. That's rude. PR small person. Chris Toomey, he is going to be working on some what we're calling Gigantic Live. It will be where we take over a local bar or pub. We'll set up
fun.
10 machines. People will be able to play. Yeah. We'll buy you a couple of drinks unless we're in Boston. Yeah. And then we will actually take that regional. So the idea behind it is that we'll work with our community coaches and a staff person from Motiga to go places that we can't go because we can't be everywhere, but we can have people that know our values and understand our game and want to make new friends. And so what we'll do is send them 10 machines and let them set up an event and kind of work that out.
Nice. I like that. And I like the idea of going places and hanging out, going to a bar, playing some gameplay, and just hanging out with the community. That's really what it's all about.
That's really what it's all about, honestly. It's just this game is fun. The community team is fun. The community is fun. That's what it's all about.
And getting to know the developers, too. That's going to be so fun.
Yes.
Absolutely so fun. Awesome. There's been a couple questions. So somebody asked about the esports team, guys. We're going to make it grassroots. We're never force anything on you guys.
Yeah. The idea is that. So here's my take on this, and this is both, Mo Huggles, who is really going to be point on our competitive scene. We're going to start small, and we're going to start by supporting people. There's the High School Star League. There's a bunch of really great organizations.
Community events like Warpath Gaming, Clash
Warpath,
Point,
Clashpoint. Actually, those people are building something pretty phenomenal, and we want to support that as a community endeavor. There's a bit of hubris and challenge when we're just like, oh, we are esports. Actually, we are fun, and if people feel like there's some esport potential and quality, then we're going to do that. Yeah, so that's how it's going to work.
Good.
We'll invest in our community as it relates to esports kinds of things, and grow it from there. I actually esport. I'd rather just say competitive fun,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Grassroots events. We don't want to force anything on you guys.
No, and we want people to be able to. It's about community interest. It's not about us jamming an idea down your throat.
Yeah. Will there be invite codes for alpha testers? Those are. That's a great question. We're always in the talks about what's going to be in the deal for open beta, closed beta, your beta, my beta, his beta, everyone's beta.
Everybody's beta.
Yeah. So there's a good question about streaming as far as timelines and making YouTube and streaming. And do you think personally is that going to be closed beta, open beta? Do you think it's going to be sooner rather than later, or
It's going to be sooner rather than later.
Nice. And I know that's very vague, guys, but just trust us. Just have a little bit more faith in us. We're going to be giving you guys timelines. We're going to be giving you dates and stuff like that. We don't want to rush into anything. I feel like as a gamer, I would rather have something that's ready than just a pile of no. And just because we want to give you the best experience possible, and that kind of ties back into our NDA talk. But when it's ready, it's ready. But however, you guys will be our front line. We do realize the importance of streamers and YouTubers. You guys are great. You guys want to make content for us, and we totally appreciate that.
Yeah.
Part of the thing I'm doing is having a streamer summit. I'll be more vocal about that in the coming months, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be exciting, and hope that answered the question a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone was asking what brand glasses these were.
Oh, nice.
So one of the other community issues I want to talk about, and I know people have asked, API stuff. So recently we post on, sorry, people are writing stuff that's making me laugh. We posted on Reddit a call for people who are interested in talking a little bit more about API stuff. The only reason we haven't done it quite yet is because there's a lot of things in the pipeline, and I do not want to engage in that discussion until our engineers are ready to sit down and talk with you. So the idea is if you sent me a message on Reddit and you said you wanted to be involved in the API discussion, you're on an email list, and I'll actually send out a note today just saying, hey folks, don't be scared. I know you're interested. If you didn't send me a note and you're interested in hearing more about how we plan to share data, better said, how we plan to work with community to make sure that we're sharing the right data in the right way, and being as open and as useful as possible to the people who want to build tools around that kind of information. Send me a note on Reddit with your email address, mo_ether, AETHER.
Scoot closer to shore.
Oh, it's focusing. Oh, where?
I'm kidding.
HR.
Oh, out of everything we deal with.
Yeah, all the harassment I gave you guys. Yeah.
Oh, I know, right? Sorry, we want to get the closer focus. I got you.
Yeah. Can Thor hold David in one bicep and Troy in the other and hoist them off the ground?
Yeah, that would.
Well, given that my entire body is one of your ham hocks here, what do you call those?
Ham hocks. What is a ham hock? I've never even heard that word in my life. That remains to be seen. I do want to kind of so Lucky Apollo said, Thor, you said trust us, and coming from other communities, especially ones that have been grounded into dirt, that's asking a lot, and we understand that. We do. The reason, if there's any proof in the pudding, Coach's Initiative, that hasn't been done really well in the industry before, and we've done that. Adding me, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but they wouldn't have hired me unless they were prepared to show that level of transparency. Hold us accountable, guys. If we say we're going to do something, tell us, let us know, tweet at us. You're right. We are asking a lot of you, and that relationship that we're building you starts now.
But here's the deal. Trust us, but question
Indeed.
us. A thoughtful dialogue about issues that you care about related to our game, related to experiences that you've had in other communities, and how you'd like to see us do things differently. We're not asking you to just sit and wait and trust that we're going to figure stuff out. We're asking you to trust that we care about your opinion and your thoughts. So think about the things that are important to you as it relates to the kind of business we're in, the business of making games. I'm in the business of building online communities. Tell us what you expect and what you and what you need, and we will deliver to the best of our ability, or we'll tell you why not.
Indeed, 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 indeed. And that's a journey, guys. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to stumble.
Absolutely, we're gonna absolutely.
Yeah, but it's a journey, and we're going to work on building that trust
Yeah.
a day at a time. And great.
Cool.
Great,
Any
great.
other questions?
Not that I quite see. We'll have some more questions a little bit later on, guys. But I think when
Character model sheets. When will we release them?
that's a good question.
Character model sheets.
That's a good question for another time. We'll actually.
It is a good question for another time because I don't know what the hell they're talking about, or I can't remember what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm getting old and drunk.
Uh-oh.
I'm not.
We've had it. We've had a great time. A great time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. We're not done quite yet, but this does draw a close to Troy.
Wait, no, wait. I'm hanging out for
You're-
the rest. No,
we're
I'm
done?
kidding,
We're
I'm
done?
kidding. Hey, folks, thank you so much. Thor, my friend,
Hey.
so glad you're here. Thank you for making us do this,
No worries,
and
bud.
I hope everyone really enjoys your hard work, and look forward to the good things to come.
I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Guys, that is Head of Communications, the man, the myth, the legend, Troy Hewitt. You know,
Bye.
so many great things coming down the pipeline. Thank you so much again, Troy. All right. Oh, my gosh. Wait, that is Troy. That is the man himself. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. So, yeah, we're not done yet. Don't worry, guys. We got a little bit more planned. Let's put that right there. Whew, that has been fun. That kind of wraps up our interviews of the day, but I promise a little lore, and you guys are going to get it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. This is our first step into a larger journey, and it starts, it's been actually starting for a while, but this is where my journey with you guys begins. So, I promise you guys lore. We're going to get into it. We're going to get David Noonan. David Noonan is that man right there. If our intern stops typing on his laptop and turns around and starts working it, we're going to be good. There he is. I tease. But anyways, guys. Let's see if we can get David Noonan up here, and let's talk a little bit about lore. Let's do it, bud. All right. Lore logs. Uh-oh.
I'm a writer. What do you think?
Oh man. Can I get this man a drink? is that happening? Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay. I think it is happening. Oh man. Here we go. I think we need another glass though.
What would you use the glass for?
For the alcohol.
I don't get it. The glass?
Okay, he just wants to use the bottle. Where I think.
As I mentioned before, I'm a writer.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
That's a big one. Look at that.
No,
And so the hero did the thing in the. Well, we may save that for another time. We gotta get it down to business.
among things I do read are labels. Okay. All right.
All right. Love it. Oh gosh. Oh now ML Kaboom has it. This is. Oh no. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
So, guys, back when I was a community member, lore has always been really important to me in my community and what I brought over. And I made eye contact with David, and we both looked at each other, and we were just like, yes. Because lore is super important to me, and I know it's super important to a lot of people out there. And what I'm going to do today, guys, is not necessarily reveal a lot of lore. Quite frankly, we're going to show you guys what it takes for a studio to make the building blocks of a game world. And I have to repeat this over and over and over again. What I'm going to show you today, guys, isn't laid in stone. This is merely work in progress. This is merely characterization. This is merely showing you something what if, what could, and what is the building blocks. What are the insight? What goes on through a, somebody like your mind, what a character artist's mind, and what does it take to make a game atmosphere?
Exactly. When you have, I think as a writer, or really as any kind of creative person, when you have a good idea on Thursday, it often just means you're going to have a great idea on Friday. So that's one of the reasons why everything that we're going to show is a work in progress. I need to be closer?
Oh,
Okay.
There we go. Nailed it.
All right. Is that better? Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right.
So let's dig in.
Yeah, let's do it. So first of all, who are you and what is your position at Motiga?
My name's David Noonan. I'm the senior writer here at Motiga.
Awesome.
And so that means I'm responsible for the story in-game and then a lot of the writing outside of the game, a lot of the instructional stuff, even some of the marketing stuff. If it's got consonants and vowels, I like to get my fingers in it at least a little bit.
Nice. So, Toomey, let's hit that first lore slide and give me a thumbs up when we're on it, bud. Cool. Oh, so right now the chat is looking at 5 flags and the 5 houses. So I don't know if we've ever confirmed this before, but there is 5 houses in our game.
Right. There are 5 great houses that essentially rule the world of Gigantic. And then below that, there are a constellation of lesser houses that are all striving to become one of the big 5. And the big 5 clearly don't want that to happen. But the big 5 are mostly interested in their rivalries with each other.
Yes. And guys, remember, everything is a work in progress. What you see on those flags is not final. It is merely work in progress. Artists and developers in a game company will put something down and be like, there's an idea, where do I go with it? And those flags that I just showed you, they're not final. I can't keep telling you those enough, but there it is. There we have 3 houses confirmed and 5 total.
Yeah, I think it's great that we're starting by showing some art, because a lot of the lore and a lot of the world building here at Motiga starts with art. It starts with concept art from Vinod, from everybody really, and I think that is, as a writer, one of the greatest things in the world. It's really great when they come over to me and it's like, Dave, we've got this. Can you come up with a story? I mean, that is way better than the reverse, right? Where I come up with a story and then I go over and say, hey, Devin, hey, Vinod, can you guys draw this? It's much more fun to get a picture to start with. And so, more so than any other studio I've ever worked, Motiga is a very art-driven place creatively. And so a lot of our ideas about world building absolutely start with the art.
House of Zoidberg confirmed. That's great. So these houses and these flags, again, I can't say it enough, they're not final representations. So people that are making the game world, and this is super important, they get an idea, they write it down, and they explore it. And it's these building blocks that really make a game world. Other game companies, and we'll not name them, when they make a game, and they make a game world rich in lore, rich in history, rich in world building, they take a lot of different aspects. Let's take, Smite's a great example. They have things that they can reach back and be like, oh, there's a god, and he has history, he has an idea, there's stuff that go into that. And then let's take another example, League of Legends, where they made lore, and for better or worse, they were like, we're going to start over, and completely just flip the table and went, yep, whatever, we're going to start over. And both great examples, both great, pros and cons. So Toomey is off camera yelling at me and making fun of me. Sorry. But going forward, we want to do this very smartly. We want to have the great basics, and the developers everywhere at Motiga, they're making conscious decisions on what goes into the lore. So let's head over to slide 2. By the way, the city is called the City of Empyrean.
Yeah.
City of Empyrean, which is interesting because you can kind of take away from that. There's a word in Empyrean Empire. So again, little bits of nuggets.
I do love my Greco-Roman word roots.
Yep. Great. Anyways, so on the second slide, what we're about to see, I'll see it on his in a second. I kind of want to talk a little bit about. Hold on, I need to get confirmation this is the right slide. 1 second, guys. Hold on with us. It's okay, you're fine. I just want to make sure it's the right slide. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I like the artwork. Wait. Oh yeah, I completely messed up that slide. So Devedra is supposed to have the snake, and Orion is supposed to have the sun. Can't confirm on stream. That's my bad, and that's what happens when I make it the last second. Anyways, we're on to the next slide. Can't complain. Love it. All right. Team Squid calling it now. Oh my gosh, we're gonna run with it. All right. So. Great. Actually, this is a slide I absolutely freaking love. So if you can see off to my left-hand side, there it is. So when you're making a world, and you make the world that people get to play in, there's so many different aspects and scenarios that go into it. Something that I think is very, very important is, how would you feel walking down the streets of the universe that they're in? Right. What is the culture? What is the architect? What is the what is just the generic style of you play? You've been in the game industry quite a bit. Like, what do you feel about that?
Well, I think for Gigantic, that overall feel is very cosmopolitan, but also kind of fractured. It's one of the things that's a pet peeve of mine when you're looking at any sort of fictional world is if it feels like a monoculture where all the architecture has one look to it, and and that same goes for the natural world. If it's a whole planet that's one big forest, it's when we look at the actual one planet that most of us know, Earth, it's got thousands of cultures and
Indeed.
thousands of climates, and it's so rich and so varied, and it's just a huge mosaic of all these crazy chunks stuck together. That's one of the things that I'm keen to explore with Gigantic, is that same sense of difference, that part that land A can be next to land B, and they're totally different. And that difference, that border zone between them, that's where the magic really happens.
Indeed, with five houses being in a game, that's 5 different cultures. And Motif gets smart because they want every single house to feel different from each other. They do, and how they feel different, how we expand that idea of each house is different, has their own identity, has their own soul. That's what we're working on now. That's what they're really hammering out. They want to make sure every house feels different from each other. They want to have that identity, that culture. If you saw them walking down the street in a marketplace, they're like, oh, they're from this house, and stuff like that. And this game has been in production for about 4 years now, and it's so exciting to see everybody, all the final pieces getting placed, and taking them out, taking them back in, throwing out. That's a really good idea. That's a really bad idea, and it's so great to see this world building process, and I absolutely love it. And something that I kind of want to talk about is why do we know something in a game world, or why do we know something in a in a story? So there's a story coming out there, like with Taito and losing his arm. Can you Rian, talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's the one everybody knows already. You don't want to talk about it.
Taito is, I think, one of the most fascinating heroes in Gigantic, of the ones we've shown so far, because Taito is intentionally a sword wielder of mystery. Taito, nobody's sure very much about Taito, but Taito has an almost folkloric quality in that, in the absence of actual information, actual definite, explicit, we know this about Taito, all sorts of folklore has sprung up. There's a common folktale about how Fang is Taito's, left arm, and Fang can do all of the things. Fang is literally the southpaw for Taito. Is that true? Certainly, if I think about it, at least 3 of the 5 houses believe so. And it's that sort of playing with narration. Who's telling you the information that you know about the world of Gigantic? That's something I'm really keen to do a lot with, because as with any really great story, it often tells you as much about the storyteller as it does about the story.
Indeed, and my thing is, so everybody that I know was talking about the story of Taito, what happened to his arm, and what Fang came into it, the story of the forest. And I'm like, well, how do we know this? Did Taito get really drunk at a bar and start telling all his friends at the bar, look what happened to me, look how it, or did we just stand on a corner, somebody from Motika Studio get transferred in there and be like, hear ye, Taito loses his arm? It is such a good question to ask too, because how is the community going to get that information? And really, to me, it's really exciting.
We're going to deliver the lore, the world building of the game in small, really bite-sized chunks. I hope that we never do really long, laborious encyclopedia-style entries on Taito, for example, because I think that would take away a little bit of Taito's magic. Instead, what we'll do is we're going to very frequently, throughout the game, pervasively, provide small nuggets of information, and it's kind of on the community and kind of on all fans of Gigantic to piece those together and figure out, again, it's a little bit like a mosaic. You're kind of figuring out the big picture from all the small pieces put together. And I imagine that there'll be wikis and all websites and all sorts of things for people trying to figure out all the hidden secrets of Gigantic, and believe me, I'm inserting a million of them. The treasure hunting will be rewarded, but it's a fascinating way to tell a story, because that's how actual history works. Actual history was told by actual narrators, many of whom had ulterior motives and
many
agendas.
of who are on the winning side.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's great. That is absolutely great. Piggybacking on that idea, so our game is full of strife. When you get down to it, people are warring, and so what may be true from a certain point of view, much like Star Wars, from a certain point of view, you guys are really actively trying to put that emphasis on, what maybe, Charnock, he's a dragonkin-esque creature. What creature is that? And Charnock is obviously be like, I'm the best of the fire people, but what I think is amazing and really great. And again, people are in the chat and be like, oh, this is now canon, this is now. But what if in a scenario that we found Roland's journey and he had descriptive like idea of what kind of creature that is? And that's great because it gives you kind of character of what is Roland, how he approaches the situation, and then it tells a little bit about Charnock. Is it true? Is it fact? Is he like, you know, have the scientists even know what kind of creature he is, much like Zenobia? And to me, that's what really gets me excited, because you're not just saying this is how it is, like it, and write a big biography on it. It's not. That's not what it is, and that's not what you guys are trying to approach the situation from. You guys are having a bunch of, like you said, mosaic, and it's up to you guys, the community, to find stuff in game, out of game, and other different pockets, other different lore, and put it together. And that really gets me excited.
Yeah, I was writing some Charnock lore just before we got on the stream here, and suffice it to say that Roland has a very different sense of who Charnock is than Charnock's parents have. As I think about it, that's true of my friends and my parents too, as I think about it a little more. So there's a verisimilitude there that's kind of nice.
Gotcha. Let's hit that next slide. Talk a little bit about what goes into seeing people and the perception of people and all of the goodness there. So there is an 18-second delay, and I want to kind of show him what the next slide is going to be.
Is the 18-second delay in case we just start dropping F-bombs?
It could be. Shut it down.
So if I start swearing, I need to do so for at least 19 seconds. Got it. Okay, I understand.
Nice. So again, guys, all the artwork that I'm showing you guys is not any indicative of the final product. I do not want to get that out there because I know somebody's going to be like, oh, there it is, that's it, ship it. And that's not what this is about. I'm merely showing the building blocks of what it creates to make a game world. And the next slide I'm about to show you will talk a little bit about that. In a sense, when I see it on the left side, that armor. Okay. I love how Don has even more delay than anybody else on our stream. Hold on, we'll see in 1 second. I love it.
Well, that's great. That just means
there it is. Okay,
the stream could go to like Europe and stuff before it gets over to 5 feet from me.
I wanna highlight something. I got the right flag for this one. I got the right. I did something right. That's what happens when I do everything in the last second. So, this concept art that I'm showing you guys down on stream, it says Orion. And what I really want to kind of harp on, when you say you have a great relationship with the artists, and you guys feed off of each other, and what I love to see when I look at this slide is, what would you see when you walk down the street? Like, what do they look like? What is the common man, common person? You have a warrior on the stream, you have somebody that looks like a merchant, and it really kind of speaks to volumes about who is that culture.
Right. And well, for starters, with House Orion, anybody in House Orion would say, well, I'd be happy to tell you about what the common House Orion person is. Now, I myself am not a common House Orion. None of us are truly common. But overall, I mean, overall, what you're seeing there is, for starters, I mean, even aside from the clothing detail that you're seeing, there's a palette there, and the artists are frankly better than I am. It's sort of the emotional meaning of color, but they're, those colors are very carefully chosen. And then beyond that, we want to evoke some real world cultures without copying real world cultures. That's one of the things that drives me crazy in any kind of fantasy MMO, is like, oh, the dwarves are Scottish, and
they're Scottish. McGregor.
It's like all the dwarves are either Scottish or German, right? And that's great. I suppose it's useful because you immediately have a bunch of associations that you can tie to things, but our world is a much more magical place, and we really want to foster more of a sense of exploration. So there's, if we do our jobs right, you won't find a lot of straight line real world analogs. And so when I see the clothing here, to me, I can see little things that are a little bit Fertile Crescent-y, but there's a lot of other things going on there, and I really like that, mixing things up. And then our artists just go crazy every once in a while and come up with something that, as far as I can tell, has no real roots in planet Earth at all.
Indeed. And again, the building blocks of this, guys, is they have an idea in their head, they work with you, they put their first go ahead, okay, this is the first concept, and they say, does it look different enough? Can you dictate, oh, this house looks like this house looks like that? And it's great. It really is. It's like you said, there's so many real world connections that people make as a fantasy, like you mentioned with the dwarves, and I love it that Gigantic is going to be its own world. It will, unfortunately, garner stuff from other cultures and stuff like that, but we're doing something special here.
Yeah.
We're doing it from the ground up. So let's hit that next slide. Let's hit that next slide. I'm excited. This is gonna be a good one. Somebody's like, Trip looks like from Orion, and I'll be like, oh, now they're gonna change their mind.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because one of the things for people who've played the game, you understand that, you know, at any one given time, heroes have to be able to be allies or enemies with any other hero. The heroes, many of them come from the big 5 houses. Many of them have backgrounds. Some of them are enemies of certain of the 5 houses.
Oh, yeah.
But they always have a certain distance from the house. It's not.
Yeah.
We don't want to root anybody. Said, oh, this hero, they're actually in the house and real active members. It's our heroes are badass enough to be forces of their own right, and they're going to work with the houses, and the houses will attempt to curry favor with the heroes, but the heroes have a degree of independence anyway.
Indeed, and that's just okay. That gets me excited because they're not dictated. They can do things like betray. They can anger people. They're held accountable to their own actions, whether or not they're doing spooky things. So it's funny because somebody was like saying spooky in chat, and I love it. I love that like just word with this Heroes of Tevedra. So me personally, you could automatically see the difference between these two houses in general. If you saw them walking the street, you'd be like, whoa, there's the Tevedra. And that was gets me excited. Remember, guys, this is all work in progress. This is just what the artists in there, they envision that. I can't say that enough because somebody's going to be like, there it is. There's the final product shipment.
Well, that's the thing is about, that's again, one of the things is sometimes it's a bit of a culture shock for people who come to Motiga is as a studio, we're not just collaborative, we're relentlessly collaborative. And everybody gets a say in everything, and we can get away with that because we're fairly small and independent.
Yeah.
And so, there's no good idea that doesn't get better with the rain of 100 hammer blows. And that's
so good. You should be a writer. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, this, the Tevedra art that you're looking at right now, this is early concept art, but it wasn't you're not looking at the first sketch. You're at best looking at the 5th iteration, and that is, I'm sure we have 3d6 iterations to go.
right, and that gets me excited because this is, again, I'm showing the building blocks of what's more to come. What really gets me excited about this, Tevedra has always talked about magic, and they say magic and Tevedra go hand in hand. And if you just look at the very principles, the very building blocks of starting, you can see it. You can see it. You can see the little emblems. You can see the what they're kind of going for. And like you said, there's going to be many, many revisions. But if the foundation is strong, that just means the final project is most normally going to just emphasize that. And I'm so excited. Let's hit that next slide and see the next one. Oh, people are going to get excited about this one. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for this one because we haven't talked about this at all. And this is going to be, I'm not going to try to say this name because people are going to be, I know, Marisel is going to come at me and choke me and be like, you said it wrong. I'm like, oh no! So I stink with names. I stink with pronunciation. But oh, the House of Tesserus.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Tesserus.
Praise the sun, I said it right. Oh, man. Oh, okay. There we go. Tesserus. So, this is the house that we really haven't talked about a lot. It's the 3rd house. Somehow it got leaked. Shame on whoever did that one. Shame. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, this isn't a house that has been flushed out a great deal, and we're not going to show you a great deal of flushing out of House Tesserus. But the keen people who have keen eyes and people that kind of delve into it and love to do the theory and lore crafting will be able to see certain similarities and certain little hidden nuggets about the House of Tesserus. And I do want to kind of highlight these guys and how different they are from the other two.
Sure.
If you can see in the photo, a lot of them have tools. They have wrenches. They almost have that engineering feel to them.
I think that's the key. Is they are very much a house of invention and engineering. They're consummate builders and traders. That's Traders. But I wouldn't say that they're steampunk though, because there's very little of the sort of Victorian about them. For them, steam is just one thing that they might use, but it's not even a dominant one. But in terms of a lot of cogs and gears and things like that, absolutely. I mean, you can see it in their flag. So it's if you can conceive of something that is steampunkish without really the punk or the Victorian, well, maybe Tesserus is there. but there's a lot to their sense of commerce too. They are maybe the most mercantile of the 5 houses, and yeah, so that's a quick overview of what House Tesserus is all
Nice.
about.
I'm excited. I'm excited. You know, Tesserus, you guys have seen airships, and we're gonna talk about it this next slide and stuff like that. But they are so mechanical, and they, again, more and more information to be leaked to you guys. But just showing you the very, 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 very early concept art of this house that has been talked about in whispers. And it gets me excited. It gets me excited. Again, remember, guys, the flags, the sigils, all that thing, everything. Work in progress. This is not final, but it gets me excited. It gets me excited that there's so much variation between the different houses, and it kind of gives them their own identity. And I can just kind of close my eyes, and if I had a VR headset and walk through the streets, and I could just see somebody be like, "Hey, do you want to buy blah 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 blah?" And it's mechanical. You feel it in your hand, and that gets me really excited. But if you're a mage, like you'd go to this house and stuff like that, and the city is in a constant flux of fighting, and they're all kind of keeping their position, through means of war, betrayal, all that kind of shenanigans. And it really is going to speak to some people, the mechanical people, the people that like to build their own PCs. So me personally, I just think that's cool, and it really is going to speak to a lot of people. Let's hit that next slide up.
Oh, these are Devin's. Right on.
Yep. Devin, Devin's a great guy. I love Devin. He's so good. I love Devin. He's just a great artist in general. Devin is amazing, guys. Getting to work with him and getting to talk with him. He plays he plays just everybody really well. And so, guys, I promise you, we're gonna have Devin on stream. We're gonna talk with him. We're gonna ring out everybody at the office. We're gonna be like, tell me what you know, and it's gonna be great. I love it. I love it highlighting you guys' personality, and Devin Base Devin is just amazing. So, piggybacking on Tesserus, look at all these fancy things. Yeah. So building on the culture, Tesserus is definitely responsible for a lot of things you see on the map, or the screen rather. And what I want to show you guys is that if you can put yourself in the seat of what is going on in the game world, and you see something like a Skycraft, you want to kind of make that connection with that singular house. And world building starts from the very beginning, like we are doing now, and like we're starting. And eventually, you guys will be able to have like these misnomers, these kind of red flags, like, oh, that is responsible for that. Right. And it starts at the basic, guys. And I wanted to show you this screen because we're eventually going to be building a gigantic world, where it has a lot of rich lore, a lot of rich, feelings, and people will be able to immerse themselves in it. Chris Chung said, Gigantic is great. It's our product, but it's just something of a much larger scale, and that includes lore. And me personally, so excited for that.
I think one of the great things about seeing the airships in the art here is the airships have been an important part of every Gigantic match, because that's where you're standing when you start for for the 2 years I've been at the studio. And I really love, as a storyteller, how a simple thing like your respawn point actually helps tell the story and grounds you in the world of Gigantic. It's we could have had you just respawn on a platform somewhere. I think some of our technical folks would find that a lot easier than our 3 leaping points. But it was important to us from the very beginning to say at the start of every match, and periodically if you're not very good, you're going to wind up on a place that evokes wonder and awe and a little bit of mystery and a little bit of risk. And those are absolutely part of Gigantic's DNA. And why do we respawn on the airship? Because airships are cool and they're magical, and you'll never be on one in real life, but that's okay, because every Wednesday night you can log on and jump off the airship as often as Thor kills you. And, that ain't a bad gig, actually.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all. And it's one of those things. It's just a small integral part of the puzzle that is going to be expanded on. It's going to be worked out. And remember, guys, this is the building blocks, and it's going to be so much better. And so much work is being put into this gigantic world, and I'm excited. And Toomey, do we have any more slides, or is that the last one, my friend? All right, let's get it back to the main camera, my friend, and kind of wrap this up. So I'm excited. Yeah,
me too.
I'm excited. Oh, and then it's funny because the community I came for lore was so important, and to different people, I understand. Like some people just want to get on, get some frags and get some kills and call it a day. Personally, I grew up in a setting where I was bullied, and Star Wars books was just my outlet. Lore to me was just so important. To me, Chewie and Han are my best friends because I grew up reading about that. And when I get to really indulge myself in a great lore, great story, I get to forget about my problems. I get to forget about what I just worked a 9-hour day and stuff like that. Not saying I don't love my 9-hour days, love it, but to me it's just getting to really know those characters, and I'm just excited, guys, and you should be.
I'm the same way. I spent all my childhood and all my adolescence and, a good chunk of my professional career in the tabletop RPG industry, which is nothing but collaborative storytelling with enough of a game to just provide a little propulsion. And, I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, obviously Gigantic is a competitive game, and, it makes no bones about that. And that's one of the great things about it. It can be really ruthless out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for all of that ruthlessness, it's nice that there's a thread of story running through it all, and that over time, as Gigantic comes out and as it continues to grow and evolve after the launch in the fall, those threads are going to multiply, those story threads are, and they're going to weave together, and we're going to get a pretty cool tapestry of a story when we're all said and done. And to be the guy supplying a lot of the thread, that's a pretty good gig.
Nice. Well, Noonan, my friend, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it. From my standpoint, it's just so important having you here. It's been an absolute pleasure. I love jamming with you, man. I love getting to know it.
Anytime.
Picking apart your brain. And guys, there he is, man. There he is. Thank
Take
you so
care,
much,
everybody.
Malcolm, that's actually a good question, and that's only one that I'm not going to answer because soon, very, very soon, we're going to be getting into that. Very, very soon. Very, very soon, my friend. Very, very, very soon. So, guys, we made it. Woo! Oh, I just ripped out all of my questions. I kind of want to just go through the questions real fast and see if there's any highlights that I can answer by myself. So a lot of fan sites are so T Doobie said, a lot of fan sites are gunning for tournaments in the future, even this early on. What would you suggest to someone wanting to get good in the game quick when it launches? That's actually a very, very, very good question. I'm not afraid to call out really good games and really, just kind of give credit where credit's due. League, Smite, team-based games out there, TF2, if you want to get better at any game, really understanding the importance of teamwork and getting to know, work on your little Twitch skills. Gigantic is unique in the fact that there's so many different variables that go into the game. It's very fast-paced, but it can also be very slow if you pick the right character that kind of fits your playstyle. Getting to really build those building blocks of teamwork. Teamwork is so important to our game. Detrimental, like teamwork is very, very important. However, you can do your own thing, and you can, let's say backcap or be a really good rogue or a trip, rather. A rogue is internal. Oh my gosh. But you can, if you want to play the playstyle of trip and getting those kills, you can do that. However, teamwork is essential in our game. So if anybody wants to, maybe prepare themselves or just play really good games in general, just kind of focus on teamwork, focus on Twitch skills, and focus on, just making yourself a better player in general. So I hope that helps. Hope that helps a little bit. And last question that I want to answer with you guys from Reddit would be, here we go. How's the atmosphere over at Motiga? Electric or tense? This is a really good one. If I could have Kaboom send me that GIF of the electric and the tense one, that would be amazing. So we'll hopefully she'll throw that in the chat for you guys. If you guys want to know, you really want to know what it's like here at the office on a day-to-day basis, I've got 2 GIFs for you to put.
What? Sorry, I'm like 20 seconds.
Can you put the GIFs of you and Vince on the stream? Oh gosh. Oh man. Well, maybe we'll get that in there.
Evan has one too of his crab walk.
That is true. That is true, guys. So. Okay. Oh, no. It's going to be on our Reddit post. All right. So we're going to work on getting that. Guys, for everybody that came out today, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. What we're doing here at Motiga is special. It's going to be my job to really bring to light what everybody here at the studio. There's a lot of unsung heroes. There's our engineers that just plug away, for 9 hours and really try to work on the game engine. There's people that just, unfortunately aren't going to be able to get as much screen time in, but I'm going to try my best to kind of highlight everybody. It's going to be a really strange journey. I'm going to say that. It's going to be a strange, long journey. But this is the first stepping stones. This is the very first step in a larger world, like Obi-Wan Kenobi once said. And I am excited. We have some of the best community members around. Scratch that. We do have the best community members around. Throwing it down. And I'm just excited for our future, guys. We have a long road ahead of us, but it starts now. And so get excited about it, share it, tweet it. If you want to know more information, please go to our Facebook at gogigantic.com, or rather, oh no, here it comes, gogigantic.com to sign up for the alpha. Like our Reddit post, like our Reddit page rather, Go Gigantic Reddit. If you want to find us on our Twitch, make sure you hit that follow button. We'll be live once a week starting now, because that is, boom, once a week. We're going to commit to that. And then, guys, I just want to say from the very bottom of my heart, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. We had a Congo line, we had some scotch, we had some interviews, we had a little bit of lore, and it was honestly a pleasure to bring this to you guys. Thank you so much. I hope to see you guys here next stream. I'll keep you guys updated on our Twitter and our Facebook. We got Kaboom for that. She's amazing. She's on top of it like hot butter on a breakfast toast. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. From the bottom of my heart, again, thank you. Hope you have a great day. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you again soon. Play me my outro. Off? Oh my god, did he not take...
What? What?